on air yesterday if you'd take him back.
I said I would take him.
I don't know. Jesse?
Well, you guys don't have to fight over little old me.
Well, we're actually fighting about not having
A little old you. Well, I'm glad Jesse got back. I'm very curious to see if he still has a car or not, because the sales team at Zimbrick is really good, and I'm sure they were able to sell it right out from under him if they wanted to edition. And the Steve the Homer True, who would have normally joined us yesterday, but because of all the fun we were having at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, he's going to join us today. Right, Jesse?
Correct, 10:35.
There you go. Edition of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the amazing, incredible, stupendous, fantabulous ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can both get for free in the Apple and Android app and customize so you can put Wilde and Tausch right in that first spot so you have easy access to our show. I'm Jason Wilde back in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the aforementioned ESPN Madison studios. Did you ride your bike? Yes or no?
I did not ride my bike.
Okay. We'll get to the bottom of this car sale in a moment. And from his undisclosed location, he's the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I have a thought and a question to see where our fans and our audience are as far as having a big undertaking in the next 6 to 8 months. So I first want to ask you two, what is that, Jesse? What's that look for?
Well, usually anytime you bring up a big undertaking, it means more work for me. And so I'm a little skeptical because this isn't something we've discussed that I'm aware of. And I'm a little nervous about what this is going to mean for my work responsibilities, the way you
when
just
everybody
teased that.
thinks of this show, everybody thinks of Jesse working overtime and extra. I'm sure that's exactly what it was. So last night, Sarah and I we went out to a establishment out on the west side of town. It was a chef's dinner. I always used to laugh. My father-in-law used to always watch the Food Network, and I always thought, what the hell are you watching the Food Network for? That's what I watch now. Like, if I'm watching in, like, real-time TV, I watch the Food Network. If it's not live sports that I'm interested in, that's kind of where I'm at. Obviously, I still have my Landman and some of the other stuff, but that's compartmentalized to airplane and et cetera. So we go out to this, and Manit Chauhan, for anybody, and I think we have other Food Network fans, she's the two-time champion of Guy Fieri's thing. It's called the Tournament of Champions. So we went out. There's about 100 people at this thing last night. It was a great dinner. Got to meet her and talk to her. And I'll tell you what, those chefs, they have the same competitive spirit as athletes. Like the parallels between world-class chefs and world-class athletes are eerily similar. Now, I've met a few chefs now. I've met the gal that's dating Bobby Flay. When we were out in Aspen, she had that same go get 'em. And then in talking to Manit last night, she's got that same killer instinct. I asked her, who do you least like facing in this Tournament of Champions? She said, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to get in my own head. I'm going to do what I do. I go through my process. It's the same instance as if you talk to a golfer at the Masters this weekend. Yeah, there's a lot of great competitors, but if I do what I do, I'm going to win. So that part was really interesting. But where I'm going to go is, so we're sitting there, and Sarah has a couple of friends that are searching for love. They're searching for love, and they're having a hard time. And my thought is, we were discussing, neither of them. Why are you raising your hands?
Does not sound like more work for me.
No, there'll be more work for you. So as I always do when I'm out and about, I try to sell the show. I'm, always trying to get ESPN Wisconsin and Wilde and Tausch more subscribers. Like, I want us to continue to welcome people in. Not really our demo is, I would say that, but what we had this discussion, and she started off talking about how tough it is out in the dating world. She is a 50-year-old single young lady. Can't have people to their house. But, there's this whole process of dating apps and all this other stuff. And I said, we have thousands. I don't know how many people that listen to are single, but I would bet that if we put her, and I said she'd need to get us a trading card where she would put her picture and all of her accomplishments, and we want to open this up to have a Wilde Tausch love connection. She is all in on doing it. So now I said, well, I will run it by the boys, and then I want to gauge the interest in our YouTube chat, our Twitter chat, and everything else to see if this is something that we could pull off. So as I ask you boys, is this something we want to entertain, and is this something we should entertain? Go ahead. And don't you dare say I have many questions.
Jason,
answer my question first.
Have we run this through our legal department?
Absolutely not. But they've had these we've done this before. I know Wooly has had Date Wooly. We've had Riley Yao. There's been all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we took on the responsibility on any of those shows of like some sort of, producer, like the guy that created The Voice or any of the reality competitive shows. I don't know if we want to be in the business of playing The Bachelorette.
Okay. I'm not saying we have to. I literally said I'd bring it up and discuss it today is what I told her.
Also, how do we we've got a lot. Thank you to everyone who listens to the show. We are extremely grateful. We do not take that for granted at all. But we don't know any. We know very few of them, right? On a personal level. I don't know enough about anybody to be getting involved in setting people up on dates. Like, there's got to be some liability there that we need to be aware of, right?
Does that happen on dating apps? Do they have that liability? Because
I don't
what
know
really
how
this stemmed from is we started talking, and I don't know how this came up, but we started talking serial killers. And that's when she got into.
So perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly my concern.
Yeah. No,
and by the way,
the guy
have
in
we
New
heard
York,
from Dan and Cambria in a while? Because that's where I went.
He is not a serial killer. He lived next door to one.
No, he's not. His neighbor was.
Just to be clear.
They put the Long Island killer guy away yesterday. He's guilty. That's probably where this all started.
I would love an update from Dan and Cambria, though, just to make sure he's all right. That always, whenever we bring up serial killing, that is something that I always enjoy, at least hearing from Dan.
Poor guy, because it's not even him. But we associate him with a serial killer.
I'd like to vote that I'm not opposed to being part of this experience.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
However,
okay.
I think we need to clarify what our role would be in the setup and the payoff. I guess.
So So tell me, this is what my initial thoughts were. She would come on. We would not, because with some of the new policies that our show have, we would pre-tape and we would have her, talk about sports and talk about what she's looking for, and then we would vet potential suitors via, whether it's video clips or. We leave it up to her. I'm not going to tell her who she should go out with.
Do you want people to send us like a minute-long video, like a
that could be
like
a part of it. It could also just be. I look at it like trivia. We could have people call in. That is up to the team to figure out what that is, and she would obviously have to be a part of that. This would not be where we're doing segments a week about this, but we would keep updates. I think her thought was, we have a vast audience of a lot of potential single older men that she might be interested in. And it's tough. What I learned is it's tough out there. That's what I learned. It's tough out there. How the whole process works, these apps. I don't know all of it. But I heard it's tough. And if we can do something positive and bring a little something to, her life and to whomever else is in play, I at least wanted to entertain it. I'm not saying we have to do it. It's just I think it's interesting. Sarah just texted she loves sports and goes to watch sports with Bob, who's our Yelp guy, all the time. So she loves sports. I think it's an intriguing opportunity for everybody involved.
I just want to know who's going to do the background checks. That's my only question. I do not want to be playing matchmaker in 2026.
We'll put Gruber
without. We have to. I think that's a great opportunity to find it. She is looking for a partner, and this sounds like a great opportunity for us to add a partner to Vortex Golf and Cousin Subs and Associated Bank and all of our great customers. If we're going to do this, I want a background check company on board. I want to make sure that we're vetting, like your idea of vetting suitors by having them play trivia or sending a video clip.
That doesn't
seems
feel good
insufficient
enough.
to me. Why? He was good at trivia.
You tell me how these dating apps do it.
I don't know.
I
haven't. I am post dating app. I didn't use a dating app with Paula, so I don't know.
No, but I'm saying they do it. So there's got to be some process that you're not getting sued.
A lot of people are successful.
If we end up, if unfortunately we end up with someone that listens to our show that is a serial killer, I don't think we'd be liable in this case, but I don't know. I mean, those are questions that need to be answered for sure.
Just here to ask the tough questions.
I have an idea.
What I do.
I have an idea.
Let's hear it.
Our summer tour is coming up where we'll be out and about at golf outings and Brewers games. And
we'll be back down at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, which I think is a great spot for a first date.
So I'm thinking when we make our return trip to the Hard Rock in several weeks, I don't know, 5-6 weeks away, I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, sometime in May, we could invite said friend, who we still don't know the name of, and any potential suitors, and we could do a bachelor-style meet and greet at the Hard Rock Cafe.
If we're going to do that at Hard Rock, we need somebody 55 and older, because obviously they want to have that discount.
Yeah, well, I don't
That's
think we're
just
going on a
common
Wednesday
sense.
next time, so that discount's not in.
That's a little different.
Well, then that's irrelevant. Okay.
Or if we're at a golf outing and someone wants to, play in a foursome, a little double date action. If you want to go to a bowling alley and a little bowling first date, like we could have a
Jesse,
series
would you
of
and
first
Becca
dates.
be willing to be vetters in this? You guys have a strong marriage. Would you two be willing to vet and do a double date with the potential new suitor and this young lady?
I'm always skeptical to sign Becca up for anything around here, but
I'll sign her up. I enjoy signing her up.
I certainly would not be opposed.
Why is she a young lady, and then when you talk about me, even though I'm in the same age bracket as she is, suddenly I'm the old guy who's getting half off his lunch at Hard Rock Casino? Just out of curiosity, I just want to be clear. Seems like a double standard there.
She's younger than you are. That's why.
I have 2 people on hold already. What should we make of that?
I think our fans also are looking. There's some fans that are also looking for love.
In all the wrong places, clearly.
You always want to be a community. Like, that's the whole goal of life. Find your community. This is our community. So we can sit here and, I'm afraid that there may be a serial killer within our community. There could be. I don't know. You never know how this is all going to shake out. Does that mean you just give up on love? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that's what we're going to do. So we'll have to figure out. I'm sure, Jason, you're probably right. We need to go through some legalese. But it literally went from she doesn't listen to the show to
she listening
could be
right
more
now?
all in with the course of a 2.5-hour dinner. She's completely on board, and everybody at the table thought it was a great idea because then they said, because I don't know why, we talked a lot about Cambridge. There's some burger joint we need to hit in Cambridge. I'm sure. Who was the gal we were supposed to pick up, take to Hard Rock? Well, Cambria is what started the conversation.
The Dump in Cambria is a well-known burger
That's
spot.
it.
Yeah, some of our teammates were there last night. It's a great spot.
The Dump.
Great partner up in Beaver Dam.
Dump?
Yeah, it's a great burger
The
spot.
Dump.
Fantastic in Cambria. Well, best burger in the state of Wisconsin at the Dump in Cambria.
That's a bold statement now. That's a bold statement. We got a couple of we got some stuff brewing that we'll maybe find that out. But anyways, what was the name of the gal that called in the other day? We were going to take her down.
Kay in Cambridge. Kay in Cambridge.
Kay.
Yeah.
Then as we were leaving, Sarah's best friend Danielle was like, "Well, you could also have some of the old," because I did tell her that we have a lot of really great, I think, female fans. They could set up their sons. They could also be in part of this. So the options are unlimited here.
Just like your options are unlimited at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed they are. And if you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time, because Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin are offering 0 interest financing until 2030. That is right. You save 0 interest until 2030. In Wisconsin, your home will take a beating year-round. That's why the right windows and doors are essential. They improve comfort, they boost energy efficiency, and they upgrade your home's look. Pella's experts, they're going to help you find the perfect fit for your home within your budget. And they'll do it again with 0 interest until 2030, so you can upgrade now and pay over time without paying a dime in interest. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
The dating game rolls on. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
That's why I said the toughest part to me for the Packers is that the division is, I think, better than it's been.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
So the issue is, and I'm working on the T-shirt right now, this season is very simple. Got to win the damn division.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Now get 0% interest until 2030. That's years of no interest, so you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. But order by April 30th. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
You have to tip your cap to what Michigan was able to do. Now, last night's game, it didn't necessarily feel like a Michigan game because the scoring wasn't in the 90s. It felt much more like a UConn pace, but in essence, they played UConn's tempo and were able to do it better than them. And the way they did that was through their defense. They were able to protect the paint. They didn't give UConn any easy looks at the rim. Everything was contested. They switched everything on the defensive end. They didn't give UConn an opportunity to get downhill. Those ball handlers, Braylon Mullen, Solo Ball, those Silas Damari, they didn't give those guys any oxygen in terms of being able to create dribble penetration. And that's why UConn had to settle for a lot of jump shots. And conversely, the defensive stops were able to lead to opportunities in transition, opportunities for Michigan to get easy looks at the rim, and I thought that was the big difference in the game.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
You've said it before. This will only take a second. Just a quick glance. A fast reply. But on the road, seconds don't wait for you. They decide everything. Who stops, who doesn't, who makes it home. So next time your phone lights up, ask yourself, is this distraction worth a ticket or even a life? Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
Michelob Ultra is brewed here. So is the grit that takes U.S. soccer players to the world's biggest stage. The excitement that fills a stadium before a single ball is kicked. The feeling when we rally together behind one team. From the pitch to the pour, Superior is brewed here. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the U.S. men's national soccer team. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Welcome back to the Bachelorettes. 844-770-3776 is the number. Jesse, the calls that we have, are they prospective suitors? Are they chiming in on with their opinions of this endeavor? What exactly is happening to our show today?
I think it's more fun if you don't know what I've talked to our fans about off air, and I think we find out when we roll the dice here, huh?
Sounds like a great plan.
Gambling for a second day in a row.
I like our odds about the same. Let's welcome in our contestants, our callers. They're looking for love in undeniably the wrong place.
We're a community, I'm told.
That is true. So is Long Island. Let's go to the phones. Let's start with Teddy in St. Francis. Teddy, are you looking for love or just here to comment on our efforts to connect this mystery woman with the love of her life?
Well, I'm flexible, so I'm a handsome guy. I could go either way with this. I could talk about the idea that you have, which I think is a fantastic idea. You got a lot of callers, you got a lot of listeners, you got a lot of attractive listeners, I'm sure, that are female, like sports, like going out to watch football and baseball, and I'm a good guy. I'm 60 years old. I'm a physician. I'm told I'm handsome. I don't know. You can judge that. I sent a picture.
Sound handsome to me, Teddy.
I'm slim. Listen. You're not listening.
We're listening.
I have all my hair.
Do not take that approach with our bachelorette. I just want to be clear. Don't say you're not listening. That's a recipe for disaster.
No.
Okay.
I would only say that in an emergency.
Sure.
Oh, God. I'm a big sports fan. Here's the problem, though, maybe. I grew up in Minnesota, so I'm a Vikings fan, I'm a Twins fan, I'm a Timberwolves fan. So I'm probably going to be hung up. I knew that was coming. But I like the Bucks. I like the Brewers. I don't like the Packers. You talk a lot about the Packers.
I will say,
even off season. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, all right, Teddy, a couple things.
All right, so Teddy, just wait a second. Teddy, you're throwing your hat in the ring. You're throwing your hat in the ring.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Your step
all right. Put him down. Put him on the list.
And Teddy is bachelor number one.
Teddy, we appreciate your candor and your honesty. Tausch, I guess my question, given Teddy's entry is, first of all, Jess, you'll take all your information off air so we can do a thorough background check on you.
I will not do that.
Secondly, I need to know, do you think, Tausch, that Bachelorette number 1, or whatever we're calling her, because we're not putting her business out on the street at this juncture.
No, we have to obviously go through a process before we do that.
Packers fan or not, and is Teddy already putting himself behind the 8 ball with his Vikings fandom?
No, I mean, she's a Packers fan, but that's not. This is by no stretch be a deal breaker.
Okay, there you go.
In fact, he's
Teddy?
a doctor. I'm always curious, like what you lead with. Slender, I think he said.
No, he said he was a handsome guy, and then he
believes
back
he's a
and
handsome
came back
guy.
with, I'm told.
You know
him.
what they always say: if you got to tell somebody how handsome you are, you're probably not that handsome. But I don't know about
Teddy. I'm not going to assume that. I think he was just trying to state his resume.
Okay.
All right.
Teddy's in. Fair enough.
Okay, he's not in. Okay, anybody can call and say they're a doctor. We have to confirm these details. Well,
no,
I'm a
I'm saying
multi-millionaire.
If the next guy says he's George Clooney, I'm going to be suspicious.
There is nothing concrete. All I'm saying is he is in on this process prolonging. Okay, he's interested. He thinks it's a. That's all
I understand. Again, he's
allegedly. I think as long as you put allegedly behind everything, you're fine.
That has
allegedly.
Well, hopefully our next bachelor is a lawyer and he can tell us how that works. All right, 844-770-3776.
For the record, I will be taking no information for anybody at this time.
Okay. That's good to know.
You at least took down Teddy's phone number off of the caller ID, right?
No. I am not doing.
That's too much work.
I am not doing
Jesse
that.
didn't sign up for more.
Lines have to be drawn. Lines have to be drawn, and I will not be taking any contact information to coordinate any dates.
Okay.
I'm not saying you should. I'm not asking you to coordinate dates off the books, but if we're going to do vetting, we have to have some information. Right now, he's just Teddy who claims he's a doctor and who says he's been told he's handsome. Like that's like I can't.
Sounds legit.
I'm gonna need his annual income and his social security number. All right, you got another caller here who may or may not be throwing his stethoscope or law journal or whatever it may be into the ring. Is that correct?
Sure do, and I think we've added a couple of calls since the segment started. So if you really want to do this all show, we might have 3 hours of vetting.
I do. I am all in now. I want to do this all day long. So Teddy in St. Francis is now a prospective bachelor contestant.
I think that's probably the best way to put it. Allegedly. Yep.
Let's welcome in another of our frequent callers, Ron in Rome. Ron, one in Rome.
Ronnie.
How you doing?
You know, this is a little heavy. It's not really sports related, of course, but I'm 70. My generation was raised on beach blanket bingo movies where you weren't happy unless you were engaged by the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. So we just blindly rushed into love and everything. I married a nurse 44 years ago. Now I have 3 children and 6 grandchildren. It turned out great. So I am concerned that the younger people, they don't have discos to meet like I kicked my wife out of in Chicago. And so I do think it's a good idea to try to hook people up together. But I do think, I understand Jason's concerns about liability, and I do think that's one reason, like, people are afraid to set people up because you don't really know. Well, I know this guy from work, but I don't know if he's a closet psycho or anything. And one of my regrets is I was on a pool team 25 years ago, and I knew a guy who seemed like a nice guy, and he was single, and I thought, boy, I'd like to set him up with, maybe some of my wife's friends. But I didn't know him intimately. I don't know, maybe he's a closet psycho, so I never set him up. And he was a deputy sheriff, ended up getting killed in the line of duty, and then all the testimonials came out. Everyone loved him. He was not a closet psycho, but he was killed by a closet psycho. So I just want to encourage young people that serial killers are pretty rare. Stop worrying about serial killers.
It's true.
And try to set your friends up.
So 44 years of
great
marriage?
advice from Ron.
Yeah.
That's great advice from Ron.
Since you're dispensing advice, not only are we going to I'm not worried about necessarily serial killers because they would, but one person who would kill another person, maybe.
The other thing that the young ladies last night were talking about is very concerned about stalking. That's a big concern of for sure. Yep.
Which is a precursor to the other stuff. Ron, secret to your success, 44 years of marriage.
My wife is a nice person, and she can tolerate butt heads. But there is one
in
thing
particular.
There's one thing I learned about 10 years ago that I wish I would have known a lot earlier, and that's a video called It's Not About the Nail. And that's a lot of times my wife just wants me to listen, and I'm trying to solve her problems, and she doesn't like that, and really most women don't. So your single guys that are having trouble communicating with women, it's a short video. It's funny. Watch It's Not About the Nail.
Ron, great call. Good advice. Dragged us down a little bit. That was a sad story you shared, but the rest of it was phenomenal. Thank you. And this hopefully will help us in this endeavor that I'm still not quite sure about. Thanks for the call, Ron. We appreciate you. All right. Jesse's telling me the phone lines are lighting up.
Interesting.
No, look, again.
More calls since the Packers lost to the Bears.
I was going to say, this is like bear level, postseason bear level calls. I bring up a great topic last week. Nobody wants to talk about bad moments. Nobody gives two rips. And nobody even knows what this young lady looks like, and there's just calls lining up left. What a world we live in. What a world.
Yeah. Again, just because I've known you for 25 plus years and we've done the show now for 10, I knew this was going to be popular. Again, I am just here to serve as some sort of governor on some of the potential entanglements that we want to avoid.
I totally agree with you.
That's all I'm here for. I knew the minute you brought this up that this was going to be a popular subject. I mean, I just knew it. I'm not surprised. Now, we will work on balancing the dating game with the football game that we generally talk about. I gotta say, I'm already intrigued by Teddy because he listens to our show even though he is not a Packers fan. So that tells me that we're doing something right.
I happen to know a news and current events story that would blend both worlds pretty well that we could discuss.
Which one?
I don't remember. Well, tell us a little bit about Annex Wealth Management, because I would say, and again, I don't know anything about our mystery woman, but at this point in your life, you probably want to be financially comfortable, right?
Well,
you don't want to be couch surfing
when you're in your
on your
50s or 40s.
Yeah, you don't want to guys.
And Annex Wealth Management can help you, no doubt about it. But really, I'm excited. I believe it's Tuesday the 14th. I think that's the day. I'm heading down. I'm going to do the show from the Annex Wealth Management studio. They have a studio in there. We're going to be doing a fun little trivia game. By the way, this young lady loves trivia that she's working. Go to events.annexwealth.com to register. There are going to be prizes. Some are going to be very awesome prizes. If you think you can beat me, I don't think you can, but I'm going to throw down the gauntlet. I'm going to step into the ring on Tuesday. I've done a blocked for quarterbacks, for Hall of Fame quarterbacks. I want you to come, take me on, take down some cash, and learn about the markets, investing, and real wealth from the experts at Annex Wealth Management. The choice, it's yours. You want to make a little money? You want to learn a little something? You want to get going? Register today. Bring your best game, because on April 14th, the bell rings. Jesse, you got a little bell? Bing, bing, bing. The questions will fly, and we're going to find out once and for all who the real champion is. Again, events.annexwealth.com. Register up. You have a chance to take home some sweet cash prizes, gift card prizes from our friends at Annex Wealth Management.
Love Connection rolls on. We'll be back in 2 and 2. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Got your tax refund? Before it mysteriously disappears, invested in something you'll actually see every day, your home. At Exterior Pros and Baths, turn that refund into energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel. And they'll take it even further with $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during the April savings event. But don't wait, this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths, big savings done right.
It doesn't get any headlines, just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected varieties Stone Ridge ice cream, 2 for $7. 80% lean ground beef, $4.49 per pound. Fresh red seedless grapes, $1.99 per pound. 46-ounce selected varieties Tropicana lemonades or punches, 2 for $5.
Safe.
What?
It's a long fly ball.
Every time I scan, what is happening?
A leaping grab at the wall.
Okay, fine, I'll play. Get a load of this watermelon. And here's the pitch.
Please wait for assistance.
Win Century Foods' ultimate fan experiences at Milwaukee baseball games. Throw out the first pitch, hold the ribbon for the Johnsonville famous sausage race, or watch batting practice from the field.
Ooh, what do I do?
Complete the entry form in Century's weekly ad and return to the store.
Oh, no, what happened here?
Oh, self-checkout couldn't handle my heater. Here, I filled out my entry form. Gotta go. Have a great day.
I'll go get the mop.
Enter by August 5th.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods in New Berlin is the baseball lover's destination, with a massive state-of-the-art indoor training facility featuring hit tracks with precision analytics, a huge open turf area, and all the best training equipment you need. So get in here and get ready to get better. And we'll help you with this special offer. Buy 20 batting cage credits for $30. That's 25% off. This is Brian Burkhardt, and if you love baseball and softball like we do,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
153rd and National. If you plan on draining buzzer beaters, the place to start is Burkhardt, where you'll find a great selection of residential basketball hoops from the best brand, Gorilla. We'll handle the installation and take care of everything to make it easy from start to finish. And right now when you buy from Burkhardt, standard hoop installation is half price. You can't beat that. This is Brian Burkhardt, and when you love basketball like we do,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
The Bachelorette rolls on. on Wilde Tausch. Let's get some more of our... Jesse, are you vetting these as people that are calling with advice like Ron and Rome versus potential suitors? Like, these are the questions that I have.
You're not good at surprises, are you?
I don't want to be... Not when it comes to people's love lives and our program. No, I don't want to be surprised.
I'll say this. I trust the two remaining calls that we have before we get into more Packers-related.
Are they single
discussion.
and ready to mingle?
To my knowledge, I don't believe these two are potential suitors, but they would like to weigh in on the festivities.
Okay. Let's go back to the phones then. 844-770-3776. Let's talk to Josh in Kenosha. Josh, are you looking for love in all the wrong places? No fly girls, just ugly faces? What do you got?
Good morning, guys. First, this might be Tausch's best idea. I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the better things you guys can do for fan engagement. I also want to say for this particular lady, I am not a suitor. I'm only in my late 30s, so I probably disqualified. However,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you single? Are you available?
I am.
Okay. Well, let's not put any parameters on this. You never know.
Yeah.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
That's true, but there are some key differences I think there might be. I'm still open to the potential of kids.
He's a Bears fan, remember. He's a Bears fan. That's
I will add
probably
this,
a game
though.
changer.
My parents are going to celebrate their 43rd wedding anniversary next Friday. My dad is a Bears fan from Rockford, where the Hard Rock is.
Yeah.
And my mom is a diehard Packer fan from Kenosha. So they made love last in a divided household. So being that I'm a Bears fan, I'm open to needing a Packer fan. It's not a deal breaker for me.
Well, you could be. Okay. So just like now, obviously the Bachelorette ran into some troubles recently.
Sounds like Josh is advocating for season 2 of our little love show here.
But it's good to know we've already got somebody lined up for our next iteration of this game. Josh, do you have anything to add before we move forward?
Nope, that's pretty much all I got. Love the show, guys. Keep it up. And Jesse, the moon landing was fake, so I'm with you on that one.
Oh, my God.
Whoa, Nelly!
You need to ask our mystery woman if believing that the moon landing was faked is a disqualifier for her.
I'm going to let them sort things out. I'm not going to get into all that. No, they can figure that stuff out.
Let's get another call in before we stop our dating process for today. Look, you can still text in on the Carbless Talking text line, but let's take one more call, 844-770-3776. This would require some sort of long-distance connectivity.
Does she have any thoughts on long distance?
Is throwing his hat in the ring. Let's talk to James in Maine. James, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. How you doing?
Jesse's going to Maine. Jesse can hang out with James and vet him.
Yeah, we are.
Hi, James.
Yeah. Tausch, if you get up here, I'm going to show you the best scallops you've ever had in your life. I know you're a traveler. But let's start here. So I'm not calling in as necessarily a suitor, but I am calling in with a little bit of advice, and I hope to tie it to the Packers so we can – I love both sides of it. Let's stay with the relationship, but maybe we talk Packers a little bit later. One, I think, as Ted Lasso famously said, Jason, the number one thing in a relationship for this suitoress or her, be curious, not judgmental, right? Sure. If you're judging people right off the rip, maybe it's you. You got to be curious about what people are saying. I would say number 2 in relationship advice, and I think I've heard it from all sides, from all 3 of you in your relationships, the thing I like is be happy with the comforts. Like, do you like the same movies, the same things? Can you sit around day to day, but support the risks? When, Jason, the girls go off to Florida and you stay home, you support the risks, but you enjoy the comforts at home, right? Mm-hmm. I think those are some good relationship advice things to think about. Here's part 3. maybe we tie relationships into, is Goot the right guy to be our GM? And here's where I'll say no, is because I support all the, what
risks
he's done to bring in the risks with Micah Parsons and everyone else. But the comforts of his first-round picks and how he's built this team, and we always have a hole in the cornerback room or the 2022 wide receiver room, maybe that's not the right thing to be in. And so I'm just going to try to tie those two things together for you guys.
And scallops.
And, well, I mean, if you come to Maine, scallops and Muscata River for the oysters. Those are the things we look at.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
James, you ever been to Burlington, Vermont?
I have been to Burlington. Yes, I have been to Burlington, Vermont.
Is it worth a trip? Because we're going to Boston and Maine, and then we have one day to still figure out. And I said let's go to Burlington, Vermont, and the rest of the group's not about that.
I told him to go to New Hampshire, the White Hills. There's like a great mountain range there that you could go. But for some reason, Jesse booked a flight out of Burlington, Vermont, so now he's hamstringing himself to have to find something to do there.
Where in the Northeast should we go if we got a Saturday afternoon and evening?
Depends what you want to do. So steal my number off the text line. Text me. I'll put together an itinerary for you.
All right,
nice.
I mean, do you want
Look at James. All right.
It's a productive day on Wilde Tausch.
Yeah, James is the best.
I was the guy that called in from Connecticut when Tausch was having struggles finding Connecticut plates on one of his ventures one time. So, yeah, they're not easy to find.
James, I am curious, not judgmental. I'm actually wearing a Ted Lasso shirt today. I do have to ask, because I don't know the parameters of our mystery woman. Are you happily married? Is there someone in your life? Because you got a lot to offer, it would seem.
And how much money do you make, James? How much money do you make?
What's your Social Security?
Whoa, Nelly!
Those are all the questions
the money
wants to know.
So the money thing I'm fine on. That's why I get to was in Connecticut, now live in Maine. All that's just fine. I'm from Cumberland, Wisconsin originally, so I'm a huge Tausch fan because I love seeing a guy grow from the farmland all the way to the top. Like, huge fan. Don't agree with him on Goot, but we can talk about that another time if you text me later.
Sounds like you and I are alike.
Well, James, I have said recently I've soured.
That's true.
I've told you I've soured.
I know. I appreciate that. Jason yelled at me a couple of years ago when I called, and he's like, "You really don't like Goot," and I don't expect you guys to remember that. I was also the Schrodinger cat guy that called in.
I do
love
remember.
the Schrodinger cat.
Yes.
Yep, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I thought that one might come up. Anyway, so
your
what
availability.
I'm getting at, yes, I'm not available.
Okay.
No. But I wanted to give
all the
some
good ones
advice
are taken.
and yell about Goot a little bit online, like on the interwebs here.
All right, James, this was productive. We appreciate all your input. We will take it under advisement, and we'll keep you updated. And Jesse will get your number so he can get some advice on his New England
Jesse, it sounds
venture.
like you need to hook up with James, man. He's going to get you out in some of the big, juicy scallops. That sounds great right now, doesn't it? Some juicy scallops.
All right, we're going to move forward.
Jesse won't even talk. He's too busy trying to set up his itinerary.
Yeah, he's getting all.
Who on
got
earth?
a Saturday in May to
Who
figure
on
out.
earth books their trip, and instead of flying out of like a major international airport, you decide to find Burlington, Vermont, and say that's where I'm going to fly out of? Who does that? Jesse Nelson.
The plan was we were going to do a day in Burlington, Vermont that I was responsible for putting together. I put the day together, and the rest of the group said, that's not really good enough. So now I'm being vetoed, so now we need to figure out an adjustment to the Burlington, Vermont plan, and that's where we're at with that.
Good luck. Relationships are tough. We're seeing a lot of that these days. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch. This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle. I think that they are the NFC representative in that
game. The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Now get 0% interest until 2030. That's years of no interest, so you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. But order by April 30th. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer, specifically great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news, a rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS caused by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $152,000 in taxes because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a clear plan and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Mark Tosher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Your brand doesn't need more square footage.
It needs more wow.
When you work with Captivate Exhibits, trade show booths become magnets. Lobbies become living stories. Break rooms become culture builders.
Captivate creates experiences people don't just see, they feel.
For more than 30 years, their award-winning team has transformed big ideas into bold brand moments that command attention and drive results.
Stop blending in.
Start captivating.
Visit CaptivateExhibits.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We will shift gears during the 10 o'clock hour to discuss the Packers, even with Bears and Vikings fans who are avid listeners of the show. I appreciate people's interest in the draft. It is coming up quickly. I'll be putting together our preview series on Channel 3000. We can certainly talk about Packers needs. We're not going to obsess on this show anyway about every player that comes in for a visit. If those players get drafted when the Packers pick, great, and we'll talk about them. But that's not what we're going to do If other people do that, that's fine. But if that's what you're coming here for, that's not really our gig. What our gig is putting together relationships, apparently. Jesse, what's been the feedback on our version of Love Connection on the Carbless Talking text line on the text side?
Well, as you know, we have a great Wilde Tausch community here with a bunch of people looking to improve upon ideas and to be part of expanding the ideas. So
expanding.
Couple of texts here. Here's Douglas in Sun Prairie. How about this idea? Set up a speed dating night at Buck and Honey's with many male and female participants who are fans of the show, this woman included. So you have
good idea.
A speed dating.
We'll run it by
setup.
Tommy. See where Tommy lands.
I'll say the firecracker shrimp is fantastic. I would recommend taking part just for that alone. Speed dating. Jesse, you never did that. Your Boston accent won over Becca quickly enough that you never did that activity.
Speed dating. I always wondered how it would go, though. It seems like not a great setup where you get like, I don't know how long they give you, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you bounce around the room and go like desk to desk. That doesn't seem like something that I've never heard of any success stories from speed dating. I've heard of success stories from dating apps. I've heard of success stories meeting significant others at establishments.
Boston accents.
Never heard of success from the speed dating setup. So
if you are a happily married person who had success with speed dating, text Jesse on the Carbless Talking text line. Okay.
And then
speed dating at Buck and Honey's, we'll see.
DJ in the Saw and Shirley in the Saw are willing to vet the mystery woman and the lucky bachelor with a double date. They are looking for a night out and willing to help Wilde Tausch Nation for a good cause. So
that's what this is all about.
We have a voluntary couple.
That's what this is all about.
DJ from Wausau.
That's what it's about.
Willing to get in the mix here.
If DJ is a PI and can do some background checks while he's having dinner with this potential couple, yeah, sounds great. I'm in. Want actual facts about
Jason, when your daughters start dating, are you going to do CCAP and background checks on any, like let's say as a junior, they're going to go to prom. Are you going to CCAP the kid?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Is that wrong? Should I not do that?
You can do whatever you want, man. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. Well, you have a daughter. Would you do that?
I got CCAP'd.
You did?
Yep.
By Becca?
Yep.
What showed up?
Yep. After
what showed up?
Nothing. Speeding ticket, I think. Yeah. But after,
how did you get a speeding ticket? You don't even go the speed limit.
Driving too slowly below the speed limit.
That's the origin story of why I drive the speed limit. Oh,
is that right? How fast were you going?
Not that fast. I've actually gotten a few speeding tickets in my day, and all of them are like 11 over, like 8 over. Pretty ridiculous, but so be it.
All right, well, that's one to grow on from Jesse, who got, and she still married you. How early in the process did she CCAP you? Right after the Boston accent?
I think it was one date. I think you go on one date, and then you're like, all right, there's something here, and then you look further into it.
And you gave her your actual last name, not your stage name.
Correct. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's nice.
I don't think it's
unreasonable.
This is probably a dumb question, but if you and Becca have kids, will your kid's name be Nelson or Marchevsky?
Or another name. We might just pick a different name altogether. Who knows?
A different stage name.
Yeah. A little
Jack LePay. Interesting. Okay.
The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
1 One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at walneylegal.com.
Hey, Tom, I just really can't get my kids off their phones lately. What's your secret, man?
I told you last time, go to precisionsportsonline.com and buy a hoop. And while you're there, include their court line painting. You'll thank me later. precisionsportsonline.com. That's precisionsportsonline.com.
Michelob Ultra is brewed here. So is the grit that takes U.S. soccer players to the world's biggest stage. The excitement that fills a stadium before a single ball is kicked. The feeling when we rally together behind one team. From the pitch to the pour, Superior is brewed here. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the U.S. men's national soccer team. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
An open house like no other, our Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited open house brings in product reps so you can see, touch, feel the product, and talk to the manufacturer reps directly from Pella, Sunrise, Marvin Windows and Doors, LP SmartSide, CertainTeed Roofing, TimberTech Decking, County Pavers, and Screen Rooms. Everything is here for your next project at one place, one time on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 1 p.m. Details at sidingunlimited.com and outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. We are the home for all your Brewers coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. And we begin with having spent some time in my archives last night after news that the NFL is going to begin training replacement officials this offseason. They'll be coming to OTA sessions near you, including Green Bay. And mandatory mini camps as they want to be prepared when they don't reach an agreement in time for the September 9th that they're opening the season with a Wednesday night game with the defending champs. And so I went back and I was reading all about all of our coverage of the Fail Mary back in 2012 and the frustrations that players were feeling with those officials. Tausch, I'm sorry, I don't see attending OTAs and mini camps as preventing this from being a complete cluster. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I disagree. I think it's better than sitting on your hands and hoping. There's plenty of officials. And by the way, it's not as if the officials we have in this league now are absolutely slaying it. Like, is there any time anybody looks and says, boy, these officials are dominant? Like,
I think it's a really hard job.
Yeah. No, it is a really hard job. I'm not arguing that.
And I would also argue that you're not going to get the top Division I guys from college because those guys have NFL aspirations, right? I mean, my buddy Mike Carr, who was a Big Ten official for quite a while, has been in the NFL now for a bunch of years. I mean, if you have aspirations of going to the next level, you're not crossing a picket line. So we're looking at guys that have realized, well, I'm never going to make it to the NFL. This is my chance, and they're going to do it. And they're even less qualified than your top, guys that do Power 4 conference games, right? So here's
the deal. These guys are not full-time officials, so you have a bunch of attorneys and doctors, and I'm not saying that the officiating is a hard job, no doubt about it. But for the NFL to sit here and try and not be proactive would be malfeasance of their duty. So you didn't ask me, is this the ideal situation? You asked me, you think it's a good idea? And from an NFL standpoint, if you can't come to terms, and the fact that the officials are trying to get a bonko raise and still work part-time, I understand why the NFL's doing what they're doing. And this at least gives you a chance to get a little bit of a relationship, to go and practice and try and study and understand what the NFL game is about, rather than 2 weeks before the season you throw Johnny from Val Phillips High out here and you throw him into an NFL game in Australia. Like, I think this is at least a better option than doing it that way.
Yeah, what I asked was, is this going to prevent a redo of the Fail Mary?
You didn't ask that. That's not what you asked.
It is.
Go back, play the tape. That's not what you asked.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, go ahead, Jesse. Run that tape back and say, did Jason think that this is there's going to be mistakes, and are they going to be highlighted? There's veteran officials that make mistakes too. So would it be ideal to kind of have some veteran officials and get these guys under contract? Yeah, it would be. But if that is not the case, I want them to at least start the process of getting guys around NFL teams and get it going. So we don't have this. By the way, there ain't going to be another Fail Mary. There is now video from above that will get this stuff squared away. And I am of the belief I want as least amount of officiating as possible in games. That's what I want. If these new officials come in, I don't know if that's going to indeed be the case or if they're going to get flag happy. I don't know. I would hope that you train and say, unless it's egregious, we're not throwing flags, because that's how I like watching football. Maybe other people love watching 22 penalties a game. Don't put me in that club. So if this is going to happen, don't sit there and be reactive. Be proactive. That's what the NFL's doing.
So you're not concerned, regardless of how much off-season work they would get in practices, that these guys will be unqualified? You're not concerned.
They could be unqualified, but the league, I am not concerned that there's not going to be games and there's not going to be great entertainment. So I am not sitting here and I'm not going to lose a ton of sleep over the fact if we end up having to go with a different officiating crew to get this done. No. Like, I want less officiating in NFL games, not more.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you think that they're easily replaced. I would
Jason,
disagree.
what do you want the NFL to do? Just sit there and do nothing? Like, what's your solution to this?
My solution would be to figure out the common ground, deadline spur action. Don't let this come to the point where replacement officials are again in a $25 billion industry having an impact on the outcome of games. And you can say all you want that replay would mitigate the problem. But again, penalties are not reviewable. And yes, the review process has changed from what it did in 2012, where there were replacement officials that were also in charge of the replay review, which resulted in them upholding Lance Easley's call of the Fail Mary, which, again, if you don't think that mistakes have real implications, the Packers should have won that game. If they win that game, as they should have, they have a first-round playoff bye. They do not face the 49ers on the road, with the 49ers having had a week to put in the read option with Colin Kaepernick, and the 2012 Packers are at least playing after a bye week, a home playoff game, perhaps against the 49ers at Lambeau Field, instead of getting run out of Candlestick Park to the tune of 180 yards by Colin Kaepernick. So I was in that locker room in 2012 in Seattle, and I have never seen players angrier except for maybe in the 4th and 26 locker room. And so I think that the NFL, with all the money it has, I don't think that the NFL referees are asking for a king's ransom here based on what I've read. They certainly want more money than they're receiving. I understand that you think that making them full-time officials should be part of the equation. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'm saying, no, that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying you can't sit here and just hope that you're going to get something done. Be proactive. That's what the NFL's doing. I'm always going to take a shot at the NFL if I can. If they're going to be proactive with this because they realize this isn't trending the right way, that is better than putting a Lance Easley out in the game without any experience or any work. Like, you're getting guys into these mini camps and OTAs earlier. I think that's better than doing nothing. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. It's better than doing nothing. Is the question I asked, is this going to be sufficient to prevent the kind of debacle that we saw 14 years ago? Because you're not hiring. It's a really hard job for guys that have done it for a long time and are really good at it. And I am sure that Jesse Nelson, umpire extraordinaire, is proud of his track record as an umpire. Jesse, if I called you tomorrow and said the Major League Baseball umpires are going on strike or couldn't reach an agreement, do you believe you could call a Major League game?
You could do third base.
When you're not playing second base for the Mallards.
I could be a third base umpire for a game. We'd be all right. Yeah.
Now that you've got ABS, you could be the plate umpire too, right?
Yeah, check every one of them. What do I care? Yeah. No, it'd be very hard to do, obviously.
So,
Jesse, would you be better suited if they came to you in, October and said, hey, you can get 6 months of training and go down to do spring training so that you can be ready, at least in better position to do it? Because that is what is happening here.
I will say this.
Would you be better suited there?
I was reading the article from The Athletic this morning, and if the people who they
Russini write that, or who wrote that? Was that Dianna's?
Dianna shared it. A lot of comments on her post. It sounds like a lot of the replacement refs that they're trying to pull in are Division 1, 2, and 3 college football officials.
Yeah, so it's not like they're grabbing some schlubs off the street.
I would say, could I, as you know,
I want Matthew Nerdle. Let's get Nerdle in there. Let's get him as an NFL ref. Got them big old swole arms.
Could an out of practice retired little league umpire step in and call balls and strikes for Brewers Nationals this weekend? No. But could a guy who's doing games for UW Whitewater and UW Stout
or Eau Claire, the WEAC Wednesday? Absolutely,
with 3 or 4 months notice, could they be ready? I believe yes, they can. So I guess that means I need a shirt because I agree with Tausch.
I think we always look at what else is at stake here. What else is going on? And the NFL, and Jason, you said that the Hail Mary wouldn't have been overturned. I think the NFL competition committee, that was one of the things that they said would be overturned because that could be looked at. There are going to be some penalties.
I said it wasn't overturned that night because they had replacement officials that were doing the replays in the booth.
But it would be today.
It is different now.
That wouldn't happen today.
Yes.
That would not happen. And there's also other camera things that are done. Don't you think that the NFL is trying to wean us away from officials and getting more and more into a centralized officiating spot, and that this is a part of their process? Do we not think at all that might be part of what they're doing? Because I do.
Yeah, well, again, I think that it is a really difficult job that people who have done it at an extremely high level have done for multiple years. And I think the idea of someone who officiates Carroll University versus St. John's is probably very good at what they're doing for that level, and that people that play in the National Football League are bigger, stronger, and faster, and things happen even more quickly. I don't think that they're going to succeed to get a ton of Division I officials that are doing Alabama-Auburn to cross the picket line if it comes to that. I don't believe that, because I think the reason why they had the Lance Easleys of the world the last time is because those guys, A, did not want to cross picket lines, and B, held out hope of eventually being NFL referees themselves, officials themselves. So I will be curious to see what the backgrounds are of replacement officials when it comes to that. My point is, just like it was in 2012, when you have a $25 billion operation, when you have all this wagering that occurs on your sport, why you would nickel and dime officials and put the integrity of your sport in danger in 2026, I don't understand it. So you can be anti-official and think that they're being unrealistic, that's fine. But with where the NFL is today, and with the money that it has, and with the questions about its integrity and the challenge that it has, I don't understand why you would risk doing this again after you saw what happened the last time you had to use replacement officials. And yes, technology's further along, and yes, there are more replays. To me, this is the risk is not worth the potential savings that they're trying to have in terms of what they're paying their officials. Just doesn't make sense to me.
I guess I don't understand your argument here, because to me,
I don't understand how I can argue it any.
Well, you're acting as if the NFL's sitting on its hands and not doing it. They're negotiating. It's not working. And instead of sitting there and crying about it, they're saying, you know what? We're going to bring in qualified officials, let them get incorporated, and let them get up to speed so that they can do a decent job doing it, all the while trying to find more ways to incorporate technology so that the game can stay and be better officiated, because they want to take everything to New York. That's why they did that whole expedited replay without telling anybody about it. Like, the breadcrumbs aren't hard to see here. Like, I think it's easy to see. That's what they want to do. This is part of their process. And they can't wean it completely, but they're trying to wean us. They're trying to wean us.
We should play trivia. Jesse, what's today's category, and what caller would you like?
This is a good trivia category, especially given the topic of conversation.
Umpires and their three jobs.
Today's trivia category. So you want to be an NFL official?
Let's go. Boy, is that timed out well.
Questions about NFL rules and officiating them.
What caller would you like?
It's been 14 years since the Lance Easley fiasco. How about caller 14?
Caller 14 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 14 plays trivia after I tell you about Associated Bank and all the new great perks that come with your Brewers checking and debit cards. I've told you that these were coming. Now you can show your Brew Crew pride at the ballpark and beyond every time you use your Brewers card. Choose a bank that delivers Midwest-based customer care. You know what I always say? It's not branches that make a bank local, it's roots. And Associated Bank's roots are deep here in Wisconsin. Incredible value and more, and you'll always be in scoring position. Here's all the great things that come with your new Brewers debit or credit card. 20% off the Brewers team store when you show your Brewers card. Up to 50% off home game tickets exclusively for Brewers checking account customers. Express entry through the Associated Bank entrance of American Family Field. Pre-sale access to designated concerts and non-baseball events at American Family Field. Savings on the iconic Brewers Community Foundation 5K and 10K famous racing sausages run and walk at AmFam Field, and a $25 discount on Brewers gear from the Brewers. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading this. Oh, the Brewers Academy, the Education Academy. So you can register for that as well. You can find all this information at associatedbank.com/Brewers. We'll play trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
You may know someone with multiple sclerosis, but you may not know what their day-to-day reality is really like. MS affects nearly 1 million people in the U.S., impacting far more than mobility. MS can affect vision, thinking, energy, and daily life, often in ways others don't see or understand. This MS Awareness Week, take a moment to learn more, share what you learn, and be a champion for people living with MS. Learn more at nationalmssociety.org/awareness.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
An uninspired, cookie-cutter trade show booth is unlikely to move the needle.
Picture this. Lights, motion, energy, engagement. A space so bold it stops people mid-step.
That's what the award-winning team at Captivate Exhibits has been delivering for over 30 years.
From high-impact trade show exhibits to immersive lobbies, history walls, and culture-driven interiors, Captivate transforms ordinary square footage into unforgettable brand experiences.
Get started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. But you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Now get 0% interest until 2030. That's years of no interest, so you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. But order by April 30th. Scheduled today at PellaWI.com.
Some drinks just belong in the summer rotation, and the new carbless lemon iced tea vodka 4-pack is one of them. This limited release blends refreshing lemon iced tea flavor with smooth vodka and no carbonation for a crisp, easy drinking sip that feels right at home on the porch, by the water, or by the grill. Cool, classic, and full of summer flavor, it's got the makings of a seasonal staple. The new carbless lemon iced tea vodka 4-pack. Go to drinkcarbless.com to find carbless brand new flavor near you and grab it while you can.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
So you want to be a referee. Trivia presented by Golf, by Iron Jock, and by Cousin Subs.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is presented by Iron Jock. No stank, just performance. And proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. By Cousin Subs. Try the new Protein Power Plays. For subs loaded with protein and made with fresh ingredients you love. All for just $7.99. And by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Rodney in Milton. Rodney, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you.
Are you in your 50s and are you single?
No.
Okay. No to both or no to only one?
Just let him say
no. To both.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Whoa!
What else? Annual income. So you think you can be an NFL official? Trivia. Question number 1, Rodney, is this. If a team calls for a timeout but has none remaining, what penalty results? Is it a delay of game and a 5-yard penalty, an unsportsmanlike conduct flag and a 15-yard penalty, or in a Mike McCarthy time management tribute, the penalty is always declined?
Very, very, very frustrating.
B.
B, unsportsmanlike conduct, 15 yards. And we are back to our early week streak of getting the first question wrong.
I would have answered it the same way. I would have said B, too.
5-yard delay of game penalty.
Is there a 10-second runoff, Jesse, also?
In the event of a 2-minute situation, there's a 10-second runoff, yes.
All right, Rodney, let's bounce back and get question 2. When a rushing player fumbles prior to scoring a touchdown and the ball travels through the end zone and goes out of bounds, what is the result of the play? And this is the play that I hate in the NFL. Is the result a touchback is called and the defense gets the ball at the 20-yard line? Punitive for fumbling near the goal.
Stupid rule.
Thank you. Couldn't agree with you more.
Maybe the replacement refs will fix that.
You don't get an extra entry, though, for agreeing with me. All right, question 3, Rodney, is this. A team can attempt a field goal without facing an opposing rush when preceded by which of these events? Is it pass interference with no time remaining, a kickoff out of bounds, or a fair catch of a punt?
Oh, wow.
Wow is right.
The Packers have done it.
C.
Rodney, nicely done. First one wrong, the last 2 right. Not easy to do, so congratulations on that. That means you've got 2 correct answers, which leads to 3 entries into the drawing tomorrow. That's the second most we have this week for any contestant. Rodney, good luck in the drawing tomorrow. We appreciate your loyalty to the show.
All right, man. Love you guys.
All right, love you guys.
That is Wilde Tausch Trivia presented by Vortex Golf, Iron Jock, and by Cousin Subs.
When I was looking up the fair catch on the punt rule, it cited the Packers in 2008. Were you on the field, Tausch, when they did the Mason Crosby 69-yard field goal attempt?
Try to. I don't remember. I think it's a great rule. I love that rule. I love the touchback rule. There's I'm not going to relitigate the touchback rule, but it doesn't happen like that in every other part. And also, you don't get 6 points if you cross that goal line. You don't get 6 points if you cross the 50. I'm so done with that argument. So, Rodney, I love Rodney. Couldn't disagree with you and Wilde more. Like, you finally give the defense one break, and you're gonna pout and cry about it. Like, come on, defense gets everything against them. I'm an offensive player, and I think the rule's great.
Well, I'm certainly glad you didn't relitigate
it's not fair. Oh, it's not fair. Oh, get the blank out of here. Start talking to the defensive line and all the guys about getting $100,000 fines for tackling people. How's that fair? Like, come on now. Or every rule, you can't touch a quarterback. You can't do this. You can't check a wide receiver. You can't do anything. But I make a great play down by the goal line and get the ball out of the end zone. I didn't tell the guy to fumble, and you're going to say it ain't fair? Ha! Get out of here. Fair, fair, fair. What the blank.
So you would agree it's a harsh penalty then?
I'm not going to relitigate, though. Yeah, you know what else, Jesse? It's a harsh thing to give up 6 points. 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hallowed ground down there.
It is.
Some would say.
Yeah.
Oh, but let's treat it like it's the 38-yard line. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
What are your thoughts on overtime?
I actually think the NFL's done a great job fixing it. I'm intrigued by it. I like it. College overtime has always sucked. The NFL overtime I thought was fair. It's the world we live in. Everybody needs to get a ribbon. Everybody needs to touch the ball. Yeah, okay, great. We've done it, and it's worked out, and it's been pretty entertaining. Do we care that players who are already dead tired have to do another 20 or 30 snaps? We don't care, and I've embraced that. As a former player, I've now said, to hell with player safety, entertain me. So I'm okay with it, Jesse. Thank you for asking that. I appreciate that. Anything else?
I just want to give you one last chance to not relitigate the touchback rule. Or I just want to make sure are you done not relitigating that?
I don't know. If the moment strikes me, I might relitigate again.
Okay.
How about gas prices, huh? Those are pretty high.
You want me to break down the Strait of Hormuz? I've
heard it both ways.
Steve the Homer True joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is Express Entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and you can take action locally. Join La Causa on April 13th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Blue Tender, a special fundraising event at Blue at the Pfister, supporting La Causa's Crisis Nursery, southeastern Wisconsin's only shelter providing emergency care for children in crisis. Enjoy a night out while giving back, with 100% of tips and 10% of bar sales donated, and all proceeds matched. Make your impact go twice as far. Visit lacausa.org for details.
How are things at Kessler's Greenfield, Kelly?
Fantastic. I heard you have an idea for springtime.
I love spring.
I have a big collection of New Life to show you.
New Life is a spring thing.
Show us. I call it Crosses and Clovers.
These are amazing.
Well done, Kelly.
These are stunningly unique.
Kelly, the surface of this 4-leaf clover is fantastic. What's it made of?
Sarah, the surface of that lucky 4-leaf clover is made of crushed black diamonds.
Wow. I'm buying this one. How much?
$185. In yellow gold vermeil, it's just $270. This cross, $90.
And these initials pendants?
These are $60.
Clovers, crosses, and personalized pendants.
And a leprechaun that says they're magically delicious.
Sarah, that's a breakfast cereal.
Kelly, you've done well.
Extremely well.
Extremely very well. Happy springtime, everyone.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian, more.
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
Joining us now on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, and now officially in Wisconsin. 6 generations, family owned and operated. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. It is Steve the Homer True on Wilde Tausch. Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I want the NFL to hire me. I can resolve this official thing very easily.
Excellent. What are you going to do?
We're going to use somebody from a studio, wherever they are, and watch it. And they will be assisting the officials that are there. And we're informing the current officials that this is great because we are going to move in that process to having an official in a booth, and eliminating one of the positions so they can continue their negotiations, understanding that they have quickened the process to eliminate one of their spots. And this should be done. There's no reason not to have someone assisting the officials that has the cameras and all that ability. We just have to have Tausch decide what rules they're used for and others.
I don't think we can't go down the holding route. It would be, I think, pass interference if you – the egregious ones. What I am not going to have, or what I hope I never see, is that you can review non-flagged stuff and then have someone from New York call in and say, no, it was 4th and 10, but we saw him clutch the jersey on a slant route, and we're going to give him a first down. I don't want any part of that, but I do think, and what I was trying to tell Jason was, I think that the NFL wants to centralize its officiating. That will make it more consistent and have more video access to be more accurate. And this whole thing with the referees deal is a part of that, because I think the NFL would love to have less human interaction with this and more robotic film. That's more of what they want to have done when it comes to officiating, and that's why I think this has been such a tough negotiation.
I would agree. That's the way all officiating should go. The more humanity you can eliminate in officiating, given areas where the video and stuff can do better, there's no. The insignificance of the officials in all sports has been people refuse to say that, there's no need for humanity in officiating. The humanity is needed in the athletes, and anything that can be done to make it more accurate should be done. And the reality is, in many cases, the machines are better than humans, not because humans are bad, but because you can't see it as well, and you still are going to have humans in charge. It's finding a way to have the humans use the video, just exactly what you said. And I want to thank all officials for their ability to be very good when they were needed.
Mm-hmm. So my question for both of you then is this. We had our big debate. Was that still this week or was that last week? Jesse, that was last week. Jesse's take on the ABS system and faking the moon landing. How exactly do you see that in the NFL? Like, how do you see that logistically working? Because balls and strikes, I would say, are a lot, well, not 100% objective. They're a lot closer to objective than what NFL officials call in terms of penalties. So I can see ball placement, reaching the line to gain for a first down or crossing the goal line. I can see, the video component and AI or whatever else. Those types of things I can completely see functioning. I'm curious how you two, especially you, Homer, since you suggested this, how do you see that manifesting itself on judgment calls like holding and pass interference and stuff like that? How do you see the video element taking over for the human element in those areas?
I don't have any specific. I just emphasize the importance of using it, and they've got to figure it out. The number one rule for people to understand about any replay is that it does not guarantee that it's perfect. It just makes it better than it currently is. So I'll let Tausch be in charge of that, but there's, as he stated, the basic understanding is and should be stated of the attempt to be nice, to use technology to assist humans in officiating. Someone can say to eliminate them. I don't know that they'll ever be eliminated, but so you have people in charge. There's someone, I don't have any problem with someone in a booth if he sees holding or has a better view. The key is to have it done accurately, and the players know it's done accurately. So I'm not against anything being done because one of my officials is going to be with the ones on the field and have the same amount of authority to make calls that he sees more clearly. I don't want to delay, and I'm more than willing to have Tauscher object or, say, no, we can't do this. But the reality is the video, the machine can see it better than a human can on the field. Why not use that? Just like tennis, the machine sees it better than the line judges. The premise is identical. It's just how to do it.
In or out in tennis, you're right. I can see how the video would see it better. Holding, pass interference.
Everybody understands holding is a mess. This is one of the great things. No one knows what holding is. It doesn't have to be that way. The video can show the holding and whatever rule you want to enforce. I'll let Tausch set up the rule, whatever it is.
All right, Tausch, he's delegated that job to you, so how are you going to set this up for holding to be officiated by video?
Few and far between. There should not be a ton of holding. I know we as Packer fans look at Micah Parsons and, he gets held every play. Yeah, he gets held a lot. Unless it's an egregious tackle or anything like that, I don't want it called. I want players to make plays. I want it to be figured out. And as long as it is called uniformly and it has to be ridiculous to be a holding call, I'm totally on board with it. And that is not going to be reviewable. I do think pass interference, there will be, if you throw a flag, then you could take a look at it. We've seen that it's been a disaster in the past, and I would think that the replay official, that's still going to be, the judgment calls are going to be difficult to flip, but I want an NFL game where it's officiated in a very, I don't want to even know they're there. And when we have that, it's usually in the postseason. That's when they're at their best. So
now,
not going to call a ton of stuff.
We've seen calls changed that were not reviewable. They were changed kind of as they occurred. What's the example of that? Like, we didn't know
expedited
it.
review.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, they'll get some help.
I want expedited review.
I think you could do
not replay.
Lining up off sides. I think that could be something that could be looked at and quickly done. Yep, he was off sides. Okay, great. Those are some small things that you could do that right now isn't being enforced. Mm-hmm. But I actually think with the expedited review, it would have been great if they would have had a conversation rather than just implementing it. But they did, and I think most of us as fans think that's been a good addition to the game.
Right. That's what I want done with holding. That's what I want done with at some point with pass interference. There's no reason that expedited review can't exist with anything because it takes away the biggest complaint, which is slowing the game down. This does not slow the game down. You have an official, video an official in addition to the ones on the field. Equally used and equally, in fact, more important, but in the process it will be equal. So people don't hate the person, people deciding it. But, yes, the future is expedited review for everything.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
So how quickly do you think that can be turned around on each play? Like you're saying that you don't think it'll cause a delay. How quickly do you think that? Like, doesn't the video official have to take a look at each play then?
No.
To determine whether or not there was a holding penalty that he didn't see?
No, they're watching it as it occurs, just like the people on the
field. We're not going down that road, Jason. We're not going down where the replay guy can throw a flag from the booth.
Correct.
That can't happen.
Yeah. Correct. Agreed. That's not expedited. That's review.
So wait. I thought you said that the video official can see better if there's a holding penalty.
As it occurs. He's got two screens. He's seen it as the play goes on.
So he can throw a flag from the. So just to be clear, he can throw a flag from the booth.
No,
because he sees it on the video.
I disagree. I disagree with Homer. That can't happen.
Okay. All right. Well, it's going to happen, but you'll come around.
No, that won't happen.
All right.
That will make the game unwatchable. That'll make the game unwatchable.
Doesn't make it at all. The flag goes down.
Will.
The official doesn't call it, but the guy in the video says flag, and the guy on the field who's doing pass interference throws the flag just like he called the flag. That's exactly.
Oh, so there is a flag thrown on the field. Okay.
Yeah,
I just need a flag on the field. I can't have Lenny from New York
like
firing a flag.
Should actually, just like the balls and strikes should be done by the machine, but the umpire behind home plate will call the ball a strike.
After he's told by the video.
Correct. Yep.
So I'm gonna have an earpiece, and Joe Sky Judge is gonna say, "Hey, Wilde, drop the flag. I've got holding up here."
The guy using the video is assessing whatever we think is important. We aren't doing that with 10 different people. But
so is there one guy up in the booth looking at all the holistic play, or is there going to be one watching for holding and one watching for pass interference? Because those are all happening in different places. The camera angle can't be focused on each one.
Correct. Yeah, you've nailed it. Yes. So we decide initially which
officials
one we're going to do. I think they would first do it for pass interference. That'd be my guess.
Okay, Homer. Why are the Packers less of a favorite to win the NFC North than they were last year?
Less of a favorite?
Yeah, they're at, I think it was negative 300, Jesse, yesterday.
It was plus 300 as of yesterday. It was plus 260 a month later last year.
That's about the same, isn't it?
No, it was even more so prior, but why is that, in your opinion?
Why are the Packers viewed less a favorite?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because the Bears. Bears are legit now. Nothing special about the Packers. Packers haven't won the division in 4 years. What about the Packers is special that they should be viewed as a favorite?
Micah Parsons.
Oh, he's out for 4 games. Next.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Well, I got the whole division. The guy who's very important to them isn't healthy. They got injuries. They got these people, AIs, listening to Jason Wilde, listening to you. This team's not deep. They don't have many draft choices. They need help. What? I mean, I want to pick the Packers to win the division, but I can't. I pick them to finish session. Who's going to be first? I don't know. It just won't be the Packers. They haven't won the division in 4 years. Other teams are better. We're debating over who's the better coach in the division. That wasn't being done when LaFleur first took over the first couple of years, back when he could win the division. What is special about the Packers? Jordan Love is special. Well, the other quarterbacks in the division, there's not that much different. What about the Packers is special that makes you say they're going to win the division above the other teams? Nothing. They're good.
So you think it's more the other teams? Because
yes,
would you say that the Packers are a better football team, if healthy, this year compared to last year heading into the draft? Do you feel like we have more holes to fill this year than we did last year when the draft was held in Green Bay?
Right. So much depends on the injuries and how quickly they're coming back. But the elite part of the team is better. But if it's not as deep and somebody gets hurt, What was the question again so I can answer it? About the top end, when healthy, is better. The overall depth, not better. Is that a Jason Wilde?
Yeah, a little bit.
Bad.
I mean, look, let's be honest.
Special,
they've got their first-round pick from.
Yeah.
They've got their first-round pick from 2 years ago, who's now the starting left tackle. Before, he was the sixth man. So however you feel about Jordan Morgan, their top backup was a guy who was a first-round pick. Who is their top backup right now if somebody gets hurt on their offensive line? Darian Kennard? Jacob Monk at center? Again, we'll see. They only have 7 picks now. We'll see if they trade back a few times and collect more picks so they can fill more of those holes. I think the most amazing thing is that we went into the draft last year saying that that corner and defensive line were clear-cut needs. They came out of the draft with a couple of defensive ends who are now outside linebackers in Barron Sorrell and Colin Oliver, and a defensive tackle in Warren Brinson, and then they signed a undrafted free agent defensive tackle in Nazir Stackhouse, and now a year later, we're sitting here with the draft 2 weeks away saying their needs are corner, defensive line, and then offensive line as well, and probably running back. It doesn't feel like that they had holes that they filled from last year. It feels to me like a lot of the holes are the same. And what does that mean when you have fewer draft picks to work with to fill those holes? It means it's going to be hard to fill them. Now, if they all stay healthy, like we talked about last night, Homer, and as we talked about on our show yesterday as well, I feel good about them. I just don't think in the NFL your team stays fully healthy. And that's why 2014 was so special. I just
checked the odds on Packers winning the division, just got a little worse. I don't know if that's Jason Wilde's input, but
listen to Wilde.
AI is quick. AI is very fast.
Called a holding penalty quickly too.
By the way, I want to say one other thing about the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. He is so good. Like, he leaves Miz out there to see how Miz will respond to having nothing. He's a mess out there. He could have taken him out, and he risked losing the game. I don't care. I want to see where Miz is at now when he doesn't have anything left, and he's got to figure out a way. Well, he couldn't figure out a way. He walked 3 straight hitters, and so now the manager knows where he is and knows what he's got to do, and he's not there yet. And that was more important than winning or losing the game. That's when you have a great manager. I want to test this.
No conversations at Pablo's birthday party this year.
Not this year. Nope. He's the GOAT.
Did he say goodbye after that?
Yeah, he did.
No, Homer's still here.
He said bye.
He's right here.
I didn't say bye because I want to give credit to Steph Curry for coming up with the idea for a movie. The basketball movie with the animals.
Yeah, the GOAT.
The GOAT.
GOAT.
Yeah. And I want to know and ask him if you know him. Tausch, you want to say, all right, who came up and said, all right, here's what we're going to do. The GOAT is going to be our GOAT. That's the whole foundation of the movie.
Oh, good idea. Yeah,
Did you take your grandchildren to see that? Is that what happened?
Yes. Took my granddaughter. And there's so many other kids' movies that are better. But the concept of, all right, somebody just said it. Why don't we have the GOAT be a GOAT? Because there's no way a GOAT could be the best animal playing on a team. And that's the story.
Was the GOAT
what's next?
Like a really good three-point shooter? Or was
yes,
it
you
the
nailed
GOAT,
it. Of
Steph
course.
Curry?
What else could he be? He can't be high
so
flying
Steph is
like
calling himself the GOAT and making a movie
Steph
about it.
Steph is the GOAT in the movie GOAT. Yeah, that's.
Now, did they? Is it long?
Who's Draymond? What is Draymond in that then?
I don't know. All the other animals are just huge and big, and they jump to the moon. And the GOAT has about I can say this: the GOAT is clearly Caucasian.
Okay.
I better leave. I'll leave on that one.
Yeah,
that's
probably. Okay.
Homer.
Does he mean the GOAT was white?
Now he hung up.
Like it was a white goat, like white hair, or
like
what?
an albino goat.
What was?
Yeah.
What was?
I don't know. I haven't seen the film. More Wilde Tausch.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna check that. I'm not gonna check that out. I don't think.
I'd watch it.
Stick around.
Yeah, if it's on, if it's just showing up somewhere, I'll watch it.
We good?
All right, good deal. Yeah, let's go to break.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall, home to your one-stop must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform, not just exist. Your storytelling would inspire, not fall flat. Your integrated campaigns would create impact, not excuses. There'd be no refreshing dashboards, no waiting on a report to explain what happened. It's time to generate quality leads and turn them into customers. Let's make it happen with Saturn Lounge, your marketing partner for clear, measurable results. Visit us today at SaturnLounge.com. When marketing works, it shows.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Now get 0% interest until 2030. That's years of no interest, so you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. But order by April 30th. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, ride a bike during the nation's largest bike sale. That's right, the Wheel and Sprocket Bike Expo sale is back. And so is our trade-in, trade-up program, which means you can trade in your old bike for a gift card to use towards your new bike.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Electric bikes, road bikes, cargo bikes, mountain bikes, kid bikes, hybrid bikes. Over 2,000 brand new and used bikes on sale, along with thousands of accessories, from helmets and lights to car racks and more.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, trade in your old bike for a gift card towards a new bike. Friday noon to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, and Sunday 11 to 5 at the State Fair Park inside the Expo Center. Visit bikeexposale.com for details. Admission is free.
Life is short. We'll see you at the Bike Expo.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Thanks to Homer. We always enjoy our time with him. I would like to go back, not to the GOAT movie, but rather to the officiating idea. Do we believe that the NFL believes what Homer believes, that they can just largely eliminate the human element from the officiating, and they can have lesser qualified, lesser experienced officials fill whatever humans you need to have actually on the field in the black and white stripes because the advancements of video? And do they think they can do that in an expeditious process during games that it doesn't throw off the rhythm of the game? Do you think Roger Goodell thinks that? Do you think
Yes.
Roger Goodell believes those guys can be largely eliminated?
Yes.
Do you think he's right?
And I know you were getting all worked up when we were having a conversation before, but that is in essence what I was telling you. And how this all gets shaken out, and if it's you got a little ear pod in, and you're like, yeah, the left guard held on that, throw the flag. You know, our senior correspondent, I don't know if I could say he's our correspondent, but Otzi text me, and one of the things that you do see is when you have that crutch of a challenge or a crutch of someone over, you will throw more flags, and he's 100% right. That's what I want to avoid. So I think there'd have to be a challenge system in play for any of that, but you're putting a lot on when you centralize things. You put a lot on one or two people. Here you have 16 officiating crews. They're all a little bit different. When you put it all in one or two people's hands to make all of these calls and you centralize it in New York, a lot of things go wrong when you trust just a couple of people. A lot of things can go wrong. So I'm leery of putting it all in, one person's hands to control the officiating of an entire league. I think that's a dangerous game. So I don't know what the solution and the answers are. I do know implementing more technology is going to happen. How you go about and distribute that needs to be done in a very careful way. and in a very thoughtful way, and in a way that you're not going to ruin the flow of the game. Because to me, the biggest thing, and I always thought this even as a kid watching, when you had punt and kick returns, it was never, oh my God, what a great return. It was, is there a flag? And I don't want to get that when there's a running play or a great throw or anything else. That's why it annoys the bejesus out of me when the TV networks don't put that flag thing up as the play's going, because I want to be able to celebrate or be dejected in real time. I'm not interested in going through that roller coaster of emotions waiting to see if there's a flag. And I think there's a lot of fans that feel the same way.
So, again, there are humans that are still involved using the technology, and Homer's idea, I guess I didn't quite understand, is to have that person on site, right, as a member of the officiating crew, and watching video and then talking in the ear of the referee saying we have holding on the left guard from up above. Am I understanding that correctly?
You'd have to ask Homer. I think it was more of you have someone watching video. I don't know if they need to be at Lambeau Field or somewhere else. I don't think that was as important as having someone with video with communicative processes to the people on the field. So
and you
I don't
would have
know.
Okay, so wherever that person is, whether they're in New York at the command center or at the game, they are watching that specific game. Say there's 7 games going on simultaneously. There'd be 7 different people that would be tasked with having that role, and they would still be using their own judgment. They would just be using technology to decide whether they believe there's holding or not.
That is correct. Yep.
And we feel like that would be an upgrade. But you also said that you would like to see holding called much less than it is now.
Yeah,
Correct?
I don't want that. Just for the record, I don't want that. Yeah, less holding.
But
Less
you do not
penalties.
want someone calling penalties using video.
I don't want I am okay with if there's an official that's going to be calling and seeing egregious pass interference, I'm okay with them radioing down to the back judge saying, yeah, that's definitely a flag, throw it. I'm okay with that.
Okay. And all those times that we think we see egregious holding on Micah Parsons as he pass rushes, you feel like those should or should not be called?
Well, not all of them are as egregious as people. He gets held 100%. He gets held a lot more than other players because he's really good. I don't think we want to have 15 holding penalties a game, and I don't think the league wants that. So, and to Micah's credit, if he wants to start getting those calls, he'll have to start selling it. And, Zadarius Smith was great at it. He probably ended up getting more holding calls than Micah Parsons did because he sold it. I like the way Micah plays. He doesn't let that get in his way.
So does he deserve those calls or not? Then I guess is my question. Where do you draw the line on whether holding should be called? Because you don't want to see 15
Egregious
holding
tackling.
calls.
Egregious
So he has to be
tackling.
taken to the ground.
It's got to be an egregious, he is grabbing and you can see where it's almost like a hold on a defensive back, where you see it. It's not, if your feet are in front of the pass rusher, I don't want a holding called.
And do you believe holding is called more often than it should be in today's NFL?
No, I think it's about right. Okay.
So why do we need to change it and have somebody up in the booth calling it?
I just said I didn't want it on the holding side. I want it in the pass interference side. I never said I wanted the ref up in the top calling holding.
April is Sleep Awareness Month, and let's be honest, who doesn't need better sleep? Right now at Steinhafels, grab $300 in Steinhafels cash when you buy a Tempur-Pedic mattress. It adapts to your body so you can actually wake up feeling refreshed with no more tossing and turning. And if snoring has been keeping you or your partner up, add a smart base that tackles it automatically. Better nights, better mornings, better days. It's that simple. Relax. It's Steinhafels. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Feels like the world is a little broken lately. Maybe all we need is a fix. Most spirits are acidic. Fix Vodka is different. Fix Vodka is the world's first high alkaline, acid-free vodka. Handcrafted with natural spring water and select grain. Clean, smooth, done right. Better water, better vodka. Get your local Fix.
Fix Vodka.
Enjoy responsibly.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Brust and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. And I heard this in Jesse's Sports Center as well. The draft is 2 weeks away from today. And Tausch made an accurate observation earlier this week, or maybe it was last week, when Jesse was questioning the moon landing and the ABS effectiveness in baseball, that it really snuck up. I don't know why, but I agree. It feels like, wait a minute, the draft's only 2 weeks away? Maybe that's because we were hosting it here in Green Bay a year ago and there was so much buildup, and now it's in Pittsburgh. Jesse, did it sneak up on you?
Yeah, I actually thought it was 3 weeks away, including when I was making the show rundown today, and I typed in 3 weeks away, and then I had to look it up, and I thought, wait a minute, that doesn't feel, and then it's actually only 2 weeks away. So that's where we're at with the draft this year, especially compared to hosting it in Green Bay last year, where it was a year-long countdown plus. Very underwhelming leading into the draft this year.
Well, and I think a big part of that is we don't have a first-round pick. Like, obviously, last year was a special year because it was in Green Bay, and there's so much debate about the wide receiver and all of the stuff. If we had a first-round pick and all of these mocks that come out, we go over the mocks and say, oh, well, Cooper DeJean is up there a couple of years ago. We're not a part of any of the mocks. And when you don't deal with the mocks, you end up kind of ignoring, and we don't have a pick till the second round. So I think that's almost more so than the fact that it's in Pittsburgh. But then also, you don't have the star-studded quarterback class that everybody typically gets excited about. I would argue the biggest star in this draft is probably Love from Notre Dame and where he's going to go. That has been kind of the storyline of this. There's a lot of really good players, a lot of good defensive players, a lot of edge guys. But from a Packer fan standpoint, you're just looking at this and you're saying, we got holes, no doubt, but I don't even know what pick. We always would know, we got the 23rd pick. Oh, we got the 18th pick. We got 52 this year? Is that what it is? 54? I don't even know. And that, I think, 52. Is what dampens it, at least from our perspective.
When your first pick is in the second round, I would agree that you're not as plugged in because you're not getting excited about first-round picks that, hey, what if this guy dropped to the Packers? Or what if they got this guy? Nobody's touting their second-round mock draft. Mel Kiper doesn't come on to talk about all the guys that he's got projected as second-round picks, right? His mock draft, everyone's interested. Who's going to be the first-round pick? The question that I continue to have is, and I was reading something this morning from Jordan Schultz, I think, after he'd gotten his Starbucks coffee and gotten into it with Ian Rappaport about how there's a feeling that there could be more trades in this draft than ever before because there are so many defensive players that hold appeal. Not sure I follow the entirety of the logic there, but the Packers obviously have some needs on defense as well. But if there are going to be teams that are interested in moving up to get a specific player, that feels to me to be exactly what Goody needs. Because he's going to want his phone ringing with people that, hey, we want to move up 4 spots in the second round. We'll give you our 4th-round pick to do it if you'll move back 4 spots. That feels to me, because I don't want to sound like the young kid on the media bus with Otzi on his way to Qualcomm Stadium, but I don't see any way the Packers only make 7 selections, which is what they have right now, without a first-round pick. A 1 pick in each of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds, and then 2 7th-round picks. That is, I just don't see that as being sufficient for them or for Goody, who has never had fewer than 8 picks in one of his drafts. And half of his drafts have had double-digit selections, 10, 11. He had one draft where he had 13 picks. Right now he's about roughly half of that. And with where their team is at, I just don't see that as realistic or viable. Jesse, do you think the lack of a first-round pick has caused you to not know when the draft is too? Is your enthusiasm that much lower for that reason?
Entirely, and not even just that there's no first-round pick, but I don't think there's going to be a draft pick that makes an instant impact that's a difference between potentially winning a Super Bowl and not this year. Like last year, you thought, okay, a wide receiver could come in and by year's end could be the difference, and Matthew Golden did have a really good game in the playoff game against the Bears. There have been offensive linemen that you thought could start right away. There have been guys in the secondary that you thought could start right away. There are guys that might impact the team longer term, but I think for this year, the pieces are pretty much set unless you tell me otherwise.
Realistically, how many starters can we pull from this draft?
Well, let me ask the corollary question: how many starters do they need to pull? They don't need someone to start at wide receiver. They don't need anyone to start at quarterback or running back. Would we agree they don't need someone to come in and start right away on the offensive line? Right? They have their 5 theoretically, and they start Kennard at right tackle if Zach Tom's not ready for opening day.
Okay.
And then on the other side of the ball, we don't know what Keyshawn Nixon is going to get if he's an unhappy camper, which we don't know that for certain yet. I guess we'll find out on April 20th if he shows up for the start of the offseason program.
Is there anybody else that you don't think is going to show up?
No one off the top of my head.
Who else would be unhappy with their deal?
Like a lot of guys don't want to play on the 5th-year option, but after back-to-back injury addled seasons, I don't think Devontae Wyatt is in a position to not show up, right? I mean, he's going to take that. He's going to take his fifth-year option money. He's not going to put that at risk because he's not. I don't think he's expecting a long-term deal coming off of that injury. I don't think there's anybody at linebacker. Lucas Van Ness is going to be in the final year of his deal when they don't pick up the fifth-year option. I don't think Xavier McKinney, since they moved around some money.
Evan Williams can't get a new deal yet, right? He's got to wait another year.
Yeah, he's going into year 3. He has to complete year 3. I don't think Jaden Reed is someone who would do that or is in position to do that after the amount of time he missed last year. And Christian Watson doesn't strike me as someone who would do that and say, well, I appreciate the fact that you gave me that extension while I was still on PUP, but you saw how I played when I came back. I'm not going to play on this existing deal. So I think Nixon is the only one who I would think would be in that position.
Okay.
So what have we established? They could draft somebody in the second round at corner who could come in and start right away, right? Perhaps if he's better than Carrington Valentine since Nate Hobbs isn't there anymore. So that it goes back to what we've kind of debated in recent days and weeks, which is if they stay healthy, they have a Super Bowl contending starting lineup on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't stay healthy, they got a lot of question marks and not a lot of depth.
And by the way, I always have subscribed to the Ron Wolf field tilting measures that he kind of put in place and won a championship with, should have won a second. And Brian Gutekunst has done that. He has gotten field tilters, and he has gotten guys that can do it. And do you give up depth for that? Obviously, in a perfect world, you get everything. But if you had to choose, give me the stars and let them fall where they may. And if you get injuries and you end up not being able to finish a season like we did last year, I can live with that. I'd rather have the firepower, and this goes against a lot of things that I think in the real world you probably would look at and say you're crazy, but you're shooting for the moon. You're going to try to be Artemis. You don't want to be we'll take a little baby step. We'll take a flight to California. Yeah, that's great. It's safe, steady, going to be nice. But that ain't world championship. At some point, you got to launch, and you got to hope that it's all going to work itself out. If you want to go see the big galaxy, a.k.a. the championship. Goody has done that. And unfortunately, sometimes stuff comes up. Weather, maybe you don't have enough jet fuel. I don't know all of the things that can go wrong with rocket ship launches. We can get Elon Musk on. He could tell us. That's where this is. And in order to win big, you got to go big. Goody's done that. And most of us, and I think most Packer fans will agree, if everybody stays healthy, you're positioned to do it. You have a couple of injuries, you are going to be left shorthanded. And that's kind of the dilemma when you make big, bold moves like that come about.
So the field tilters are Micah Parsons, Tucker Kraft, Christian Watson, Xavier McKinney, and is the quarterback who was tied for 14th in touchdown passes deserving of the field tilter title? Because I don't know if Ron Wolf would say that he's
Well, let me ask you this, because you're obviously coming at this with a lot of skepticism. Do you disagree that that's how this roster is built?
I just, knowing Ron, like, field tilter is like the ultimate, like, it's kind of like saying about Micah Hyde, that guy's just a football player. Like, that's one of the ultimate. I've always thought if you say that about someone, that guy's just a football player.
Did you see that John Eric Sullivan said that's the biggest regret he's had, is that they let Micah Hyde walk out the building?
I did not see that.
You should check that out. It's a really good video. I thought for sure you'd love that.
Oh, he's
biggest
right.
mistake that he made in his time was to let Micah leave.
Well, he's right. Ron viewed the term field tilter as you had to be exceedingly special to deserve that title.
Okay.
Like Charles Woodson was, like Leroy Butler was.
Did he look at a Keith Jackson as a field tilter?
I don't think so.
Because I think he did. You don't?
I don't. I think he looked at him as a really, really good player toward the end of his career who gave them something that they didn't have. Like Chewy was obviously a very good, well-rounded tight end. They wanted somebody that brought a different element. He was extremely important to what they did, but it was Santana Dotson, a field tilter. He was really good 3 technique during that era. But Reggie White was a field tilter. Brett Favre playing at the level he did was a field tilter. I don't think he would even say my guy Dorsey Levens was a field tilter. He was a really good running back, really productive. Among the wide receivers, was Free a field tilter? Maybe. Robert Brooks? I mean, they won a Super Bowl after they lost Robert Brooks. So
Desmond Howard certainly was a field tilter.
He certainly was for a guy that almost didn't make the team. So I guess I'm not disputing that they have field tilters. I'm just wondering how many do you have to have for that philosophy to be an effective philosophy? Because Micah Parsons is undeniably a field tilter. Yeah. Tucker Kraft when healthy, and that is why I still believe they are in the NFC Championship game if those two guys are healthy. Is Jordan Love? Would you consider Jordan Love at the level he has played to be a field tilter?
You need to answer because you didn't draft Jordan Love when we had our thing the other day. Jordan Love at this point is a really good NFL quarterback. No, he's not a field tilter.
Right, and that's how.
Right now.
And that's what bothers me about that discussion is that if I don't put him in a category like when I said one of the things that I said, and I can't remember which show I said it on. But when I said that they lost the best player on each side of the ball, and I didn't choose, I was referring to Tucker Kraft on offense. It was because, and it's different now because they don't have Malik Willis as the backup anymore. And look, I am not in the crowd. I don't know who these folks are. I love Malik Willis, right? I mean, he and I had a great working relationship. He is Sydney's favorite player. She's excited for him to get an opportunity in Miami. I don't know how many kids pick the backup quarterback as their favorite player, but that's what she did.
Why did she pick him as her favorite player? What's her
because
reason?
she read, it wasn't just something that I wrote, but she read some other stories on him, and she loved how he overcame adversity because she hears me talk about it all the time. I mean, he was left for dead as a player in Tennessee, and look what he's done with his career. So my point is that every time I don't put Jordan Love in a category high enough for some, like Jim in our YouTube comments who has him as the second best quarterback in the league, I don't agree with Jim. I don't. Do I think he is a good quarterback? I do. Do I think there is more out there for him where next year or 2 years from now we could be saying, hey, he put together an MVP caliber season? Yeah. Do I think that could be this year? Yeah. All I'm saying is that I don't have evidence right now that he's at that level. And if you want to make that argument about a guy who threw 23 touchdown passes, go ahead. But again, I covered most of Favre's career and I covered all of Rodgers' career. And there is a gap there that maybe he traverses that gap and becomes that type of player too. But he's not there yet.
What's the biggest reason there's a gap?
Inconsistency, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't think you go on. You always talked about with both of those guys that you played with, that every game you went into, you were like, we can win this game because of them.
Yep.
Do you think the guys in that locker room who like Jordan, who think he's good, feel that they're invincible is probably too strong, but they have a better chance than whoever they're playing every single time they suit up? Maybe.
I would hope so. I would hope they do.
They should believe that because that's their guy, right? We're not on the team. Do you believe that every single game? I don't.
I would love for Micah Parsons to do what he did a couple years ago and do his podcast and rank the quarterbacks. And I'd love to see where he ranked Jordan. Why doesn't he get that podcast fired back up? He's good.
I thought he did. I thought he did some episodes recently.
I want more. I want more. I want him ranking quarterbacks. I want to see where we're at because I think, or no, maybe it's Justin Jefferson ranking Kirk Cousins lower. I'd like to see where his own teammates have him because, you'd be crazy to say ahead of Mahomes or Josh Allen, but that same belief, absolutely they should have that belief. If they don't, we have a problem.
Where would you like to rank the Iron Jock contestant who's going to win some swag from our Iron Jock?
Hats. We're giving away hats at Iron Jock this month. That's what we're going to do. And, Jesse, where are you at? I don't know. I'm going to let you do it. You had such a great show today. And as I'm talking, as a former athlete, I can tell you, I've worn about every workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you work. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock will keep you dry, comfortable, and confident. And through April 12th, you get 40% off all polos and lightweight hoodies with the code GOLF40. That's GOLF40. Iron Jock help you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com. Now is your chance to win. It's a good-looking Iron Jock hat. Caller number
52. Packers have pick 52 in the draft.
We need more. No,
well, you just said
more.
I could pick it.
You shorted it. You can't short it. You can't short it.
It's on theme. We're talking about the draft.
All right. Caller 52. Jesse doesn't want to work today. Caller 52 to win an Iron Jock hat at 844-770-3776. Jesse, I am now rescinding all giving you the option of picking numbers after you went that way. So you won this one, but you're not going to win the battle.
High enough for you? Like, you don't think that gives people
streamers aren't even going to get in. Streamers won't even get a call in.
Again, I don't want to be disagreeable, but now that we've debated this briefly, I'm guessing that the people that heard it first over the air have already called. So now we got 10 calls that are there. That gives streamers plenty of time now to get in for caller 11 through caller 52 and have a chance to win that great hat.
We'll see.
From, we'll find out. Caller 52, 844-770-3776 gets the Iron Jock hat next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I would just say that right now I think all options are on the table. I think that they went through that trade thing and they talked to teams, and it's not like those talks are shut down.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino, Tony Wendorf and Associates, and Smart 18 Union. On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Now get 0% interest until 2030. That's years of no interest, so you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. But order by April 30th. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Kyle Brust-Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal & Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal & Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies, they're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal & Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal & Associates at teamgrimal.com. $2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day, Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform, not just exist. Your storytelling would inspire, not fall flat. Your integrated campaigns would create impact, not excuses. There'd be no refreshing dashboards, no waiting on a report to explain what happened. It's time to generate quality leads and turn them into customers. Let's make it happen with Saturn Lounge, your marketing partner for clear, measurable results. Visit us today at SaturnLounge.com. When marketing works, it shows.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Congrats to Ace in Mount Horeb for winning our Iron Jock contest. We'll get to Whoa Nelly coming up. So let's play project the numbers for Jordan Love in 2026. He's now been the starting quarterback for 3 seasons. This will be year 4. They're I don't know if you heard, but they're taking it back to like year 1, stripping it down. Jordan
Jason,
Love.
do you need to have field tilters now to win a championship?
Yes, I still think it's a starter.
Do the Seahawks have field tilters? Sam Darnold ain't a field tilter.
No.
JSN is.
Okay.
Kenneth
Yeah,
Walker was for that playoff stretch. I don't know if he is all the time, but he was last year.
All right.
Who are their best defensive players?
Witherspoon's good. Got a couple rush guys that are good. I don't think there's any. They don't have a Micah Parsons or a Garrett. I just starting to wonder. I mean, you have to start wondering. We can delve into this more tomorrow because I do want to get into the project Jordan stats. Do you need to just be with the schedule and the more games and the more injuries? Do you need more solid good players compared to the old days where you needed the Reggie Whites and the Brett Favres? Is that question. Something?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Jesse, put it down on the list.
Yeah, let's start the show there tomorrow. We can project Jordan's numbers tomorrow, too, because we're going to do another Digi only with Jesse having conjured up some sports cards. I do have some, by the way.
You were shocked to find out that Jordan only had 23 touchdowns yesterday.
I was stunned by that.
Because you've been talking about it all day.
Yeah. I was stunned by that. Because
Why?
Again, because and I understand.
You lived it. You lived it, so how did that slip through you? I don't get it.
Because his season felt better than it was statistically. if that's possible.
Okay.
He did have 4 touchdowns. Marcus pointed out after the show yesterday that he had 4 touchdown passes in the playoff game. That's true. Those did not count toward the cleats. That did not count toward MVP balloting. So he finished the regular season with 23 touchdowns. It felt like
Why did they count for the cleats? It's his foundation. If he wants to throw the extra 4 sets of cleats.
He makes the rules, not me.
Yeah, I know.
He can
12% of his touchdown passes in the regular season were thrown in the playoff game.
Postseason should be double that he's getting.
Totally agree,
Come on, Jordan.
Totally agree. It's a great program.
Right.
And that goes to, again, my feeling about him is that I feel, which is not objective, it is subjective, that he is good. That's my biggest frustration whenever I do this, where I don't put him on a list in a place where the Jordan Love supporters think he should be, or if he's not in the ranking of the quarterbacks of where they think he should be. Look, there's a lot to like about him. There's undeniably a lot to like about him. When I make comments like, hey, maybe it is possible that you would have gotten somebody in the first round in 2020 that would have been the difference. You drafted a corner who was so good that you didn't have to play Kevin King, and he wouldn't have gotten that penalty that kept the game-winning drive alive for the Buccaneers. I don't know, and I never will know because I don't have a time machine. But I don't think you're completely out of the realm of being logical to suggest that pick could have gone to someone who would have been the difference maker in whether you win a Super Bowl or not that year. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Yes, it's great that they got their quarterback of the future as it worked out. But again, just because it worked with Aaron Rodgers after Brett Favre does not mean that we're now going to have Jordan Love win a Super Bowl, and we'll be so thankful that they drafted him then. They have a good quarterback. There's no doubt about it. I just, to your point about his numbers, and we can do that tomorrow as well, it felt like he was more productive than that. And I know he got knocked out of the Chicago game with a concussion. He didn't play against Baltimore, and then he didn't play in that extremely important regular season finale in Minnesota. So I was going to say, when I was on with the crew in Beaver Dam on the Dam Sports Show, they've got Real Sports Cards in Waupun as a great partner of their show. I think that we are securing some cards that I can scan and perhaps redact the name so we can play this game in the version that you had suggested.
Stats.
Even though I really like Jesse's, the way Jesse has
nice
conjured it up as well. So,
and our little friend,
great
little
show
friend's
today,
been a big
Jesse.
helper with that. Yeah.
Jesse, do you think you've had a great show? Would you agree with that assessment?
I think every show is a great show for me.
Okay. Well, every time
Chat disagrees. Chat definitely disagrees. You get some really poor grades sometimes from Chat.
And every time you go to Potawatomi Casino Hotel, you have a great time as well, because you know you don't need to hop on a plane or board a cruise ship to feel like you've escaped. You can just escape to Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee. Start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big, and you're just steps away from all the fun stuff that's happening inside. And if you're hungry, so many options. Dream Dance Steakhouse, The Marketplace, Rock and Brews, Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company. Food and drink specials happening at all those places all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Wonelli is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Get ready to sip into summer with the new Carbless Americana Backyard Bliss Variety 8-pack. 4 nostalgic flavors: strawberry, cherry, grape, and apple, all packed up and ready to celebrate America's 250th birthday. It's backyard barbecues, fireworks, lawn games, and the classic summer flavor in every can. This season, bring the party, bring the nostalgia, and bring the bliss with the new Americana Backyard Bliss 8-pack from Carbless. Pick up your brand new variety pack at your local retailer or go to drinkcarbless.com to find it near you.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Homer here for Window Nation. Spring has arrived and it'll be a great time to open your windows and... Wait, your windows won't open easily? They leak when it rains? They have cracked glass? They need repainting again? It's time to talk with the pros at Window Nation and put an end to your window problems. Getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation, easy and affordable. Right now, during the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with 0% interest financing for 5 years. As a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, book a consultation and ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is your home. Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. With Window Nation, you'll get windows that easily slide open and close, won't leak when it's rainy or windy, and are maintenance free. Put an end to your window problems now. Save big with Window Nations. The more you buy, the more you save. Visit windownation.com to book a consultation.
Take it home this April at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. 300 grand is on the line, and you're at bat to win your share. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Plus, your April drawing entries all count toward another prize drawing in June. It's the Base Race Game Show. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
In an effort to not keep you waiting for the Rich Eisen show, let's get right to it. It's time for Warm Belly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
Today's the day. Frozen 4 at 4 o'clock Central Time this afternoon. ESPN2, the ESPN app, Wisconsin and North Dakota in the Frozen 4 in Las Vegas. I wish I was there poolside with a drink in hand, getting ready to go and extensively cover professionally the big
swim
game
shirt
today.
or no swim shirt?
No, not if we're poolside drinking here. We're letting it all out there.
Okay.
But instead, I'm here with you guys.
Thank you for that, for that imagery.
You gonna tune in? You gonna watch? You gonna be cheering on the Badgers this afternoon as they try to win a Frozen 4 national championship in men's hockey to match the women and become just the second team in NCAA history, except for Wisconsin in 2006, 20 years ago, that also won the men's and women's hockey championship in the same year.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm going to have to tape it and watch it and then not. I'm going to try the old school way where you don't know. You run home and you try to watch it before you see it. It'd be quite a deal. I think it would be one, as I said, after they made it 2 weeks ago, which is, again, that's a whole nother story. They should have played it last week. I know other things were conflicting, but this would be one of the most surprising runs that we've seen. This team was left for dead. They were bubbling. They had to watch games and hope. You know when the last time that happened and we won a championship? That was 2010. Pretty good little deal. Let's go get it done out there in Vegas.
Just going to need a couple schnorters. Yeah, I am going to watch. 4 o'clock, drop the puck.
Puck dropping 4 p.m. Central Time on ESPN2.
Thank you for the programming note.
No problem.
Jesse Nelson.
In the YouTube comments, they've been commenting on this graphic I've been putting up during the breaks.
Yeah, it's inaccurate for those of us that live in Wisconsin.
Well, there's some fine print if you zoom in on the bottom down here.
I'm so tired of zooming in
All
here.
times Eastern Time.
And subject to change.
Well, yeah, because it's 8:30 Eastern.
All games available on the ESPN app.
Correct, yes. So this is 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Couldn't you have just doctored this and changed that to 4 p.m. Wisconsin
This was shared by our friends at National ESPN. I feel like it's not my... Well, speaking of doctoring, I don't know what's going on.
What'd you do? What happened there?
That's a twist. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly!
That's all we got time for here with Whoa Nelly today. Go Badgers on Wisconsin, 4 o'clock Central, puck drop in Vegas. Win or lose, go celebrate afterwards if you're out there consuming the show and you're going to the game today.
Consuming the show. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. National Player of the Year.
And the game is tied. Kids magical.
Wisconsin legend.
Dump it inside. The back in. It's Kaminsky.
Frank Kaminsky joins KBN.
Who was your favorite teammate of all time?
See, it's a baiting question because you want me to say you.
On the Yingling Legends Live.
No, I'm not.
What?
No, it's not. It's not me.
You were annoying to play with.
Yingling, America's oldest brewery, now available in Wisconsin. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Now get 0% interest until 2030. That's years of no interest, so you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. But order by April 30th. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
There's nothing more meaningful that you can do for yourself, your family, or your friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. QC Kinetics takes care of your pain in the office, and you go right on with your day. It's that easy. If you say yes to any of these questions, you are the kind of patient that QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help every single day. If you have consistent joint pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back, the pain keeps you from getting a good night's sleep. If you're missing work or saying no to activities that you enjoy, if you don't want surgery or a long recovery, and you feel like you're at the end of your rope, taking medications every day just to get through. If you answered yes to any one of those, today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. With locations in Mequon and Greenfield, plus weekend appointments, QC Kinetics treatments are made easy, done in office, and you go about your day. The consultation is absolutely free, so don't wait. Give them a call today at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick. Your email said you had a big surprise. Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for. Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $1498 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
All right, we're going to get to Rich Eisen on time because we like Rich and we don't like to take away his time of his program because we go long. But tomorrow we're going to get into what we project for Jordan Love statistically because he knows who his offensive linemen are going to be. He knows who his running back's going to be. He knows his wide receivers, and he expects Tucker Kraft to be back. And then we're going to get into the field tilter question, which I think is a great question, and this will give me time to think about it. When I'm not watching Badger hockey playing for a trip to the national championship game. Tausch, how many field tilters will we end up with when we count them up tomorrow?